start. Oh wait, hold on, it's a little bit down here. Okay. Welcome back. Where's my? Here it is. Yeah. So I'm probably gonna just continue this drawing here, right? And then I have basically two things I want to do. I want to make the eyes a little bit better, right? And I want to do the shading, and then I have started playing around with 3D modeling for people, right? So I've found this thing called Design Doll. Hold on. Design. That's a G. Doll. Like someone recommended it to me, and I was like, all right, I'll try it. So I'll see how that works out. If I don't like it, then I'll probably not use it again. But if it works out okay, I might reuse it. Because the thing about like 3D models like this is that it gives a lot of consistency. Because like the model's gonna be the same. And so yeah, I'll just kind of base it off there. So yeah, my first order of business in terms of making the eyes better, right, is that I really don't like this. So I don't really like, first of all, sharp jumps in color like this. I think that it's not exactly the way that I want it to look. It looks really uninteresting, I guess, right? And yeah. So the obvious answer would be to just blend it, but I don't know how I would really go about doing that because, okay, where are the eyes? Oh boy. Okay, so somewhere in here. There they are. Okay. Yes. Okay, perfect. So, basically, this layer here, right? If I do away with it, I can think of a couple of things that I may need to do. So, okay. So, option one, right, what I can do is if I put this back, right, and I basically take this and I fill it with white, right, and then instead of doing gray, I basically try a hatching pattern to make it look more interesting. So if I was to make basically this side here darker, and then try to go in like a gradient style thing. Not exactly the greatest at hatching gradients because I'm not exactly that confident in it. I'm more confident in the pencil gradients because that's what I'm more used to, but I'll try this. So if I go something like this, right? It certainly looks more interesting. It's just, I don't know, is it overkill? Because I feel like it might be a little bit too much, and I don't know if I want that. Oh, another thing I'm kind of maybe thinking is maybe getting these things to go a little bit deeper like this, like these side bits here. Perhaps I make them go kind of like that almost, and then like even here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, by the way, I found a new pen that I really liked. It kind of draws in a. So if let's make it bigger, right? Oh, that's massive. Okay, so hold on. Make it smaller. Like it draws in like a very textured way, and I just kind of want to play around with it a little bit, because I think it looks nice. If I don't like it, I'll just switch back to the other one. Yeah, does this look? Never mind. Okay, so now time to do this one. So I need to make these thinner. Maybe if I like cross hatch this bit, and then I can like stop the cross hatching before it gets to there. And then I darken this up in other ways. I guess that looks better. Yeah, it's not just a solid color now, at least. That's the good thing. I feel like just in general this drawing is very uninteresting. But again, it's a panel. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece. Like, it can be very boring and still be fine. Time to do this bit of the shading. I've noticed that like a lot of artists that draw in black and white, what they do is they somehow get a shading texture that's like kind of all dots, right? And so at first I know that that's an export thing, right? Where basically if your printer only works in black and white and it doesn't have gray tones, what it'll do is it'll basically just like put a bunch of black dots at varying distances from each other, right? And that creates different shades of gray. Kind of like, basically it's kind of like hatching but with dots, right? And like that's great, that works. But the issue is that like, well, actually, no, specifically, there's no issue, right? I actually genuinely love that because what it does is it makes all the shading look very fun and interesting, right? Whereas the thing is, my issue with solid color is that it's very boring. Like there's nothing to really see there, right? So I'm just not a huge fan of that, and I kind of want to see if I can hatch this out a little bit. Alright, now time to do, I'm thinking maybe like a triple hatch, right? Where I basically do like 1, 2, and like 3, just to make it as like that, and then like that. Something, just make it as dark as possible, because like, there's a bug. Yeah. I want this more dense. I think I need thicker lines for that. So yeah, this looks very scratchy, but like I'll fix it in a bit. But if I just maybe make the hatchings more dense is what I can do. Oh, by the way, I am actually sitting down now, so I'm no longer have my fancy wooden box of a standing desk. And the reason for that is because I got tired. And another thing is, I feel like my posture is a little bit, it is way too bad on the standing desk, which was like the entire point of getting that in the first place, right? Of making it. Because the thing is, I was like, the issue is, right, is that like right now, basically, oh boy. Oh, it's another issue that I haven't considered. Yeah, give or take. I'll figure that out in a second. But like, just to explain, right? Basically, right now, I sit like kind of like this over my tablet, right? But the thing is that I shift around a lot. So like sometimes I'll like sit like this. Sometimes I'll bend forward. Sometimes I'll sit like, you know, like it's all like curved to the side, right? I'll like, you know, straighten up sometimes, right? The issue with the standing desk is that I'm basically just forever stuck in one position where I just have my neck, just purely my neck, bent over like that, and that puts a massive amount of strain on it, and I think I've been genuinely getting a whole lot worse in terms of posture because of it, so I'm just gonna try and see how I'm gonna be without it, and see if maybe that's better. Yeah. But yeah, I do definitely like this a lot more than solid color, just because like, so solid color works in certain cases. Oh no. Okay. So yeah, solid color works in certain cases, right? But you can't really use it everywhere, right? Because solid color is very boring, right? So for something like hair, all right, for something like smaller panels and stuff, right? Like you can use solid color. It doesn't matter, right? In fact, I could probably use solid color here. I'm just trying to see if I can hatch it out. But you know, you just have to be very careful, because if your hatching is, sorry, if your solid color is like everywhere, it can get a little bit boring, at least in my opinion. And that's also why I don't like solid color for the eyes at all, because it just gets insanely boring. I don't like, they feel soulless to me whenever I do that. Like, a better artist would probably be able to do that better. Like, I have seen examples of people doing that incredibly, right, with like solid color in the eyes. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to make it interesting, so I'm just gonna stick with what I sort of know, at least. Yeah. Oh, whoops. See, I'm thinking of maybe still shading this bit. Don't know if I like this. Okay, yeah, and then just the rest of the shading just needs to be this bit here. Just needs to be very dense. And then I'll move on. Because yeah, I basically, like, I'm supposed to be practically finished with all this anyways. I'm just like doing finishing touches. I don't know if I like that. But like if I was to like slightly less, I guess less dense hatching here, maybe that'll like it more. Just feels like there's like some kind of like connection between these two areas, even though there shouldn't be one. I'll leave it. It's fine. It's one panel. Panels don't have to be masterpieces. I can make tons of mistakes and no one will ever see them unless they're looking too closely. So yeah, I guess, yeah, I'll just leave it like this. It's not perfect. I have things that I probably could do to make it better, but I don't want to spend more time than I have to. And I want to test this out. I want to see how this is gonna work. I want to see if like I can actually use this at all. So like if I was to basically use this as the circle for my head, right? Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm not just like randomly doing circle. I'm basically just like doing like 70 ovals until I get something that resembles a circle, if you have an active imagination. Give or take. And then I kind of use this here, and then I follow that, basically. Alright, and then what essentially I need to do is need to kind of like get this bit here, and then this bit here, and then the rest I can kind of figure out. I don't actually need the guide for that. I just need it for the face shape. So yeah, that, and then also the ribs. I need to know where these are because that's important. And then collarbones. Of course I did all this on one layer because I'm an idiot. Oh boy, okay. Let me just trace over what I just did. And then just delete it from the other layer. And then everything will be just fine. I don't know if this is the exact facial shape that I want for this person, so I might change it a little bit, or not, who knows. Sure, whatever it is, it's gonna be fine. Yeah. Whoops, wrong one. And I just want to see if maybe this can improve my, like, things. My biggest flaw is consistency, probably. Like, I have other ones, but the biggest one, by far, is the fact that I just, like, keep being really inconsistent. So I feel like if I have a consistent model like this, I can... No, is that too small? I think that's too small. I don't trust you, program at all. Okay. And then I will figure out the rest of that later. But yeah, notice how like these eyes here, like fun fact about these eyes, right? If you're ever curious as to how anime eyes are, like how their size is defined, that looks so weird. This is your skull. Like this size of the eye, that's like if you were to look at your skull's eye socket, it's basically this. And like, so think of anime eyes as just basically what you would have if you didn't have eyelids. I don't know why it's like that. I mean, like, obviously, like, bigger eyes is, like, the entire point, but, like, you know, it's just very funny to me. And then, like, this kind of here needs to be kind of more like... No, yeah, I think the issue is from the top here. It needs to be more like that. And more like that. And I think I failed this still, because this is still slightly incorrect in other ways. Let me just give it a minute. Is it fine enough? Can I live with it? I think it's too small, just like purely on scale. So like if I was to just purely scale it up without any kind of like fancy transformations, I think maybe that'll look better. And then if I would just take this out, actually no, take out the guidelines. Where are the guidelines? Yeah, these. That looks terrifying, but I think it's correct. So yeah, and I'll figure out nose and mouth and stuff. On my own, I'm a strong, independent person. I can do that. It's fine. I don't need no machine or computer telling me. That's way too high of a forehead, by the way. I don't like that. So, like, the thing is, I should be around half of the head. So it should be more like this, in theory. I don't know why it's that high up. That's really weird. Yeah. This is also, by the way, why you shouldn't just like trust these programs like purely. Like you should scrutinize them a lot more than you think. Yeah, okay, I think I can just basically work with this base, like, completely. Like, there's, like, zero issue with me just, like, working purely off of this. So if I just kind of, like, make an eye here. Let me check something. I'm checking the wrong thing. Hold on. Where are my character pages? Give me a minute. That's not it. That's not it. Wait, no, wait, where are they? Hold on. Wait. Oh, there they are. Okay, sorry. I have to get up. I'm done. Okay, so that's not what I'm looking for. You know, at the very least, if nothing else, what this does is it gives me confidence in the overall, like, facial shape, because I think at least that is right. Like, so the head was a little bit too tall, but like that's just a style thing, so that's fine. But like the shape of this bit specifically is what always gets me, and so like just getting that away from my hands and just like trusting that to like a 3D model essentially, I think is a way better idea, because I'm like, thing is, I feel like I just need to practice this a bunch, and like the way to practice that is to just like look at models and stuff. It's not even like looking at models and looking at people, but the thing is, issue is that like it's hard to really get it down if you're just looking at a reference. So like you might need to like trace it a couple of times until you can get it correctly. Yeah, but like every time every like little bit that I trace of anything that's not my work, I feel insanely guilty, which is the issue. Like, to my knowledge, there's nothing really wrong with what I'm doing. Like, this is still my own work. It's just that like, it feels so weird that I'm like using this, and like I feel like I could like do it myself, but I know that it's gonna take hours because I'm gonna like keep debating on whether I did it right or not. Okay. So it kind of works. Let me actually take this out. Kind of works kind of like do. No, not really. So, wait. So, do. No, wait, hold on. Do. Yeah, that's too high. Do. And then do. Do. Like that, perhaps? And then I just color this in. And then what layers are the eyes done on again? Like these eye silhouettes. Okay, that's tolerable. I can live with that. Okay, alright. This is so much quicker. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, good. I was like panicked there for a second that I drew on the same layer as the eyes. I was like the eye like outlines. Look at that. That took. Okay, well, 25 minutes is like including all this, so. Like, it's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, alright, so. Perfect. Maybe like something like this, perhaps, or something. No, something feels wrong with that. Alright, so do I want to make this person look up or down? Or forward? So, one of the things about these eyes is that I think they're a little bit too small for these sockets, because, wait, hold on. Allow me to just quickly, where's my phone? I need to take a selfie of my own eye just to see where the pupils end. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so sort of kind of default that I'm seeing, at least with myself. Like, so my eye shape is a little bit different from this person, right? Because my eye shape is kind of like this, essentially. Or is it? It's kind of like this, essentially. I look very depressed, just by default. But, I mean, if I just kind of like put it this here. Yeah, see, this kind of looks like this person is looking up, so that doesn't actually work that much. If I was to maybe do this. Oh, these are massive. Oh my goodness. Maybe not exactly touching, just... Yeah, see, that still looks really massive for a pupil. That's my issue. What if I was just do the same thing I did on the other panel, where I just do this? And then that still looks massive. Oh my goodness. Do I tolerate it? Do I... I think the issue is that this one's actually a little bit too high. Maybe I can like slightly decrease its size like this. Perhaps. And I just do that. Ow. Okay. Here. Something along these lines. Give or take. Give or take. Again, maybe making it a little bit shorter. Shorter, and I think wider here a little bit. that a good idea? Not as much as I'm thinking it is, probably. Yeah, I don't think it's that good of an idea. I think, oh yeah, I can leave it from like this, maybe. Just a little bit, like that. Or something. And then something that is definitely part of the size, this bit here. So I'm just gonna add it for fun, and now I have to draw it every time. Oh, that felt nice. Oh, it only took me like 6 minutes. That's incredible. Okay. Okay, look, 6 minutes, but I have zero doubts about it. Right, like, so this took me maybe less, actually. In retrospect, maybe actually this took me less time. Because I kind of, like, felt where these eyes were supposed to be for some reason. Like, I remember I did, like, something like here. And then I, like, was like, oh, no, that doesn't work, right? But then, so yeah, but yeah, but at least I'm confident in these. Like, I can be rest assured that, like, these are in the right place and have, give or take, the right shape. My only concern is that I do the pupils exactly right, or, like, maybe I could benefit from, like, a little bit more. Okay, you know what? I'm nitpicking at this point. I need to stop. I need to just stop focusing on that, and I need to just go here. Does the nose... Yeah, I think the nose needs to be a little bit more forward, so if I go... Incredible, I hope. Okay. Alright. Something like that. I'll do the details later. It's fine. Okay, what I gotta do? I gotta do the hair, the ear. Oh, actually, the ear might be a little bit too massive. Now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, maybe the model's right. Wait, no, it wasn't, because then it would be only like, it would be like a fraction small. It would be like here, essentially, which is okay. To be fair, that is better. Oh no, oh no, that's not good. Okay, yeah, I gotta let me make all these lines in it because like thinner lines on all this is fine, but it shouldn't be hyper thin. Like, it should be at least a little bit of thickness. Like, it's not supposed to be just like one continuous line like that. In the way that I have my personal philosophy on it is that it shouldn't be that kind of continuous stuff. Did I put the ear? Yes. Okay, I put it in separate later. Thank you. Okay. Let's start the ear here, and then. You can kind of like put it there. That's massive. It's decently sized, I guess. It's not the best, not the worst, I think. Out of pure curiosity, what does the model look like? Okay, so see the model, so just to see how it would look, right? If I was to just like trace this. And then I take this off, and I take this here. Right, my issue with this, I think this is a little bit too... Something about that I don't like. I don't know what it is. Not the point. Not to say this is perfect, but like I like it a little bit more than this, to be honest. let me see. Why is this like that? Like this is, why is this so high up? Like, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be way shorter than this. Okay, it's actually more like that. That's what it is. And then here, and then I guess like that, and then like... Like that is, what is this? Why is this neck so massive? Or my neck's just in general very short. Is that what it is? I think it's more, yeah, it's probably the but like, for some reason they had a neck all the way going to here. What I'm confused about is what that's supposed to mean. So because this needs to go kind of all the way back there maybe, and then this needs to go here, but like what's this bit then? Yeah, that's literally what that. What's this bit supposed to be? Like, I'm not against its existence. I'm just not sure what it's supposed to exactly be. I guess it's just the back of the skull. Yeah, the back of the skull actually does reach pretty far. But is that really enough? Let me check. No, wait, no. Alright, let me just check. What could that be? So yeah, no, the trapezius does connect all the way to the back of the head here, so it should kind of go like that. Oh, yeah, it is the trapezius. Okay, yeah, so yeah, but it shouldn't curve quite that much. It should curve a little bit less. It should curve like this much, maybe, and then the head should be here, and then this needs to go away. So it should be something more like that. So I don't know why this sticks out this much, and why it's so extreme this way. That makes no sense to me. My necks are a little bit thicker though, than what they do on the model. So. Okay, something along these lines, and then I will figure out. Yeah. Trying to think if I should like so this is completely unrelated to what I'm currently doing, right? But trying to think, should I put the link to this it's like an app thingy. Like if I was like put like a link to it in like the description or something, I guess that would, not a link actually. Thing is, I am insanely terrified of the YouTube algorithm because I literally got community guidelines striked once for no reason. I don't even know why they did that, right? But like, I'm like a microscopic channel. Like, what am I uploading this? Like they put everything back, so I'm sure it was like a mistake or something. But I'm like insanely afraid of the guidelines, and like when I was like trying to appeal my channel, one of the things that they mentioned was like, if you put what's it called? If you put like shady links in your bio, then they'll like or not bio, sorry, in your description, very different things. If you put shady links in your description, it's like they're gonna mark you as like a scam or something, and then they'll ban you. And the thing is, I never put links, but like I don't want to risk it because like I don't think this is shady. I mean, I use it, but I would be really concerned if it was. But like I don't know what the algorithm is gonna think, and I just genuinely don't want to like have to peel everything again. But yeah, I'll probably just put like the name or something in the description. You know what? Now that I think of it, this isn't the first time I use like a modeling software that I like feature in these videos. Like I used one here, and I never actually linked it. It's fun fact. This is a game on Steam that I got before I really understood what I was doing. So it's called Mangaka. I don't think I can put that in the description because I never actually use it in this video, but it's on Steam. I don't know if I'd recommend it necessarily, because personally I feel like there's much better things out there. I bought it a little bit too quickly in my opinion. So there's that, but you know, yeah, nothing I can change now. What layer is this? Okay, good. Okay. There's nothing on this layer. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm thinking of actually just fully deleting this bit, right? Because one of the things that you kind of have to think about, right, is how much of the jawline do you actually show? Because like you don't necessarily want all your characters to have like insanely sharp jawlines. You kind of want to round them out a little, and one of the ways of doing that is to just like take that out. So I think this actually looks a little bit better. Why is all of this on one layer? So stupid. I really shouldn't be putting that stuff on one layer. That's a horrible idea, but whatever. Too late now. Alright, after this, after I make the lines funner, I need to make the hair and then the like shirt. And actually, I need to finish this. I haven't even finished that. What am I doing right now? What? I got distracted. That's something I would probably. Yeah, and then I don't really need to go all the way up here because all this is going to be hair anyways, so it's not particularly relevant. This is also going to be hair here. What is relevant is the shoulder here. I don't want to go all the way into the anatomy. I don't want to like, you know, make all like the fun deltoids and all that stuff. I just want to like approximate it. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a problem. That's a massive problem, actually. I should not be putting eye stuff when... I'll just erase it, is what'll happen, probably. And yeah, I'll just do like a very basic shoulder like this, and then like that, and then I'll just pray that it's more or less correct. More kind of like here-ish, and then kind of like that, I guess, give or take. Yeah, that's fine. Does it work? Don't I have literal shoulders here and I don't use them. I'm a disgrace to the lazy people. Yeah, if I just go there, out a little bit more. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I don't want to make all the fancy stuff. Not feeling it today, honestly. Alright, so now I gotta add in the shirt and the hair and then detail the pupils and detail the mouth and ear. Maybe nose if I feel like it. No. Yeah, so far I am liking this model thingy that I used. I'm thinking probably use in the future more. Yeah. Alright. So I gotta add in eyebrows. I forgot about that. Hold on. I want to do that first. Because eyebrows make things look nice almost immediately. I remember how the eyebrows work on this person specifically. Do they go one? Yep, they go 1, 2. All right. So 1, 2. Nice. It's too slanted. How does that look? I don't have to redraw everything. I'm so happy about that. This and like the entire move and scale tool is such a lifesaver. Like whenever I'm drawing on paper, it's like I always just subconsciously try to use it because it's just so much more convenient. Like I always get proportions wrong, but like ever so slightly. Issue is that like if I get it wrong in terms of like height, for example, I have to redraw everything, even if it's like a millimeter, and it sucks. But I'm a perfection. No, I'm not a perfectionist. A perfectionist wouldn't be doing half the mistakes that I'm doing. To be fair, I'm very annoying to myself. I think that's the better way to explain it. Like, I let go of too many mistakes to call myself a perfectionist. This person needs more forehead. Give or take. Maybe thinking, like, kind of like that. Yeah, that's better. Okay, and now I need to draw the hair, and then I need to detail the pupils, detail the mouth, maybe the nose, and then I need to get the shirt, and then I need to get the neck, and then I need to get the... Basically, I still have stuff I gotta do. Alright. That is not the right layer. This is the right layer. Is that too much? I think I made this forehead a little bit too. Let me reference these other ones. This is a horrible example because all these heads are angled. I did give myself way too much forehead. Okay, that reaches all the way down to the eyebrows. Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, well, in that case, I don't think the hairline is the issue. I think the issue, like, I definitely think that I put the hairline lower on the other ones. I think the issue is I just gotta make this reach down all the way to here. No, not exactly. I have to consider this angle if I want to do this, and then I have to consider this angle, and I have to go here, and then I have to go through here, and then I kind of got to do this. So, like that. Like that. And then I got to, that's useless, and then I got to basically and then I got, that's slightly lower. That's what that is. Okay, so. something along these lines, and I need to remember that this person's hair is messy for the time being. And then I'll make it more fancy looking in the future chapters. But this person canonically just woke up, so I think their hair is actually a little bit too nice for just waking up, to be fair, but you know what? I didn't actually think any of this through, so I will keep that in mind for the next time I do something like this. Okay, so now I gotta do the back of the hair, which is, yeah, I can do that. Okay. I think did I put this hair too low? Let's see. Because, like, I don't know if it's supposed to be like this, because, like, this is like this, and then this is like this, and so I think this would be actually a little bit lower. Because this, yeah. So, maybe if I make it just a little bit lower. Like this much, maybe. How's that looking? Yeah, better, I think. I think if I make this a little bit higher, actually, that'll also make things a little bit better. Is that too much? No, I think it's fine. I think it's within the margin of error. Yeah. All right. Speaking of, did I not? Okay, I think that's fine. All right. Let me see. So yeah, what I do like about this currently with you can see a clear shift with a like 3D model as like a base, and then without it. The issue here is this face and this head is too far forward. Like, that's not supposed to happen. Also, this face is a little slanted this way. So, yeah, I think I might want to rely on these a little bit more. And then just, because, like, thing is, I'll get, so for practice, obviously, these mannequins are not a good idea. Because, like, if you're practicing, you want to do as much of it yourself as possible. But if I'm going to, like, post this stuff, then I should probably rely on them a little bit more just to make sure that I have that. Like, until I can get it myself, like, until I can get, like, that perfect posture myself, I don't think I should trust myself with it. So I think these mannequins are probably going to be a good idea in the future. Like, it's a little bit less fun, I guess, in my humble opinion, to draw like that, but it gets results better. And ultimately, in this case, that's what I need is results. If I was drawing more kind of for fun and like, or if I was a better artist, I think is probably the better way to put this. I would obviously not use that because, like, why would I? I can do it myself, right? But the thing is, at the moment I have to be realistic. I can't. I'm really bad at that, and like, even if I can, like, by some miracle, it's going to take me a really long time and a bunch of corrections that I really don't want to do if I can avoid it. So yeah, what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to allow that. I'm just going to, like, use those mannequins from now on just to... I don't like how that looks. I'm just going to use those mannequins just to make sure that I have all the posture correct, because I do like how this looks a whole lot more than without it, because this looks a whole lot more planned, which it is. All right. Well, this does look a lot more soulless, in my opinion. I think it's because I haven't drawn in the pupils. That's why. Yeah, I think once I do that, it'll look a lot better very quickly. But yeah. Anyways, before I do anything, actually, I kind of want to do that first. And now I need to find the head layer. What's this? Why is there something up here? Hold on. Okay, well, that's supposed to go away anyways, so it's fine. I go here. and I go, that's not part of this layer. Okay, all right. Let me just do the multiple layers, and I just get rid of some of this debris, some of this debris, some of this debris. It's not like I get it filled in later, so I don't actually know why I'm wasting time like this, but it's fun, I guess. It's probably the best explanation I can give. Yeah, so yeah, something like this, and then I can just, what's its name? So yeah, now I need to do the shirt, detail the pupils, detail the mouth, maybe detail the nose. And then I gotta do the shading for all. Alright, so I'm gonna detail the pupils because I don't like soulless eyes like this. I think that they're terrifying. So I'm just gonna do that. Like that. And then I either can fill it out or can I like do this. Like them right, and then I can and these small dots are gonna give it more hand-drawn look, maybe? Okay, and then okay, this still looks soulless. Oh my goodness. Alright. Nope. I feel like this person's trying to like take my soul or something. This does not that's just not correct. What was I doing? Sorry, I looked at my phone for a second because I got a text message. But oh man, what was I talking about? Something about getting my soul taken. Yeah, by this thing. Oh yeah. Okay, so here I go, and then if I was to like maybe do this. That does not look good at all. That's horrible. Oh, my foot was numb. That sucks. Oh, whoops. Okay, if I like maybe cross hatch it a little bit, give it some of this, is that going to give it more of that feel that I want it to have? No, that just looks even more terrifying. So, okay, what if I was to give up, right, and go back to my old ways of using a pencil tool, right, a mechanical pencil tool, to basically do this, and then Oh, it doesn't work on too big of a font, too big of a size, so I have to do this. Yeah, the thing about the mechanical pencil as opposed to the pen is that, like, if I press lighter, it's gonna get lighter, right? So, like, I have more options for a gradient than just hatching. Oh no, it just looks soulless in general. Okay, so that wasn't like a pen thing, actually, now that I think about it. Why does it look soulless then? Oh my goodness. Okay, what if I add in lights? So, like, what if I add in, like, these thingies? So, and then I do fill bucket. And then I do multiple layer erasure here. And then what if I do this, and I do fill bucket. Did I fill anything in? Am I on a different layer? Am I on the wrong layer? What is this? What's going on? Huh? And then fill bucket. What? Let me just erase everything that's here. I think I messed something up. Hold on. Go here and now. It's underneath. That's why. Oh, okay. All right. I got it. And now fill bucket. Look at that. Now this person has a soul in half their face. And then I do this, and I just go. Give or take. And now do. I can see this so much better. Look at that. Oh my goodness, it's so much better now. I could have done this with the pen tool, I think. I'm so annoyed that this is my only thought. Also, how is this lighter than this? I literally like filled all of this in like pitch black, and I did all this in pencil. How is this darker? It's fine, whatever. I'm not mad. Where is the mouth? There it is. And now so yeah, is this a good way to draw a mouth? I just remembered something I forgot to do a very important thing all the way down here. Do. And then I just need to move this up. There we go. Sorry, I remember I was basically promising I would do that basically the entire. Oh, that looks terrifying now. Okay, yeah. I was basically promising I'd do that the entirety of last video, and I forgot. And I forgot basically up until the point where I just did that. Okay. Alright. What was I doing again? Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, so I got the eyes. Now I need to do the mouth. So, what layer was that on? There we are. Okay, and now this detailing here is happening on this layer. And the thing about the mouth is that the most important thing is that you basically just give it as dynamic of a look as possible. It has to have thick lines, thin lines all over it, because the mouth is the thing is, we look at the mouth a whole lot more than we look at a bunch of other things, so it has to be a whole lot more, not necessarily detailed, because we don't really think about what it looks like. That's something that eyes have to be. Eyes have to be detailed to an extent, right? Because we actually think about what eyes look like. That's the defining feature of the human face in our minds, right? But the mouth, right, is it's a prominent feature, but it's not the defining feature, so it's fine as long as we get everything correct, give or take. I think that should be fine, and then I just do. And then if I just hatch this a little bit lighter. No, I'm not liking how this is looking, and I think that these teeth are wrong. In some way, shape, or form. They're wrong in a lot of places, actually, but I'm not going to fix all of them, because that's going to be too much, and I don't want to do too much, because I'm lazy. So I'll do this, and then I'll do that. I don't think these teeth should be showing. Oh, it's supposed to be the bottom teeth, isn't it, from this angle? Or none of them actually. I think that might be a little bit better of an idea. Yeah, teeth ain't supposed to be showing there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna these are good teeth in my opinion. I think I did them pretty well. It's just that they're not supposed to be here, and so they look really out of place and really awkward because of that. So if I just do this, and then I just do this. Perfect. And then I will just, have this person have no teeth. Yeah. It's fine. Everything's fine. Yes. Okay. All right. Next thing I gotta do is the shirt. I gotta fill the hair, and then I gotta shade. So, yeah. How long does it take? Oh, hour 11. Wow, time flies. This was definitely a lot funner though. I will agree, cause like, the thing is with that mannequin thingy, I yes, I changed some of the details on it, but overall, I think it was a pretty good thing to have because I'm now not spending like 40 minutes of the recording just crying at like the most stupid of features not lining up correctly. So, yeah, I think I'll definitely use it in the future. It's definitely an amazing thing to use in this case. But yeah, I'll probably refrain from using it in my own personal. I mean, actually, I might use it in my personal stuff, but like purely as like a guide, and then like I'll. It's like I want to learn that facial structure a little bit better because I definitely do have a problem with it. So, if I can like learn off of like I know this program isn't perfect, right? But it does get me what I want, so I'll probably just use that. Yeah. All right. Okay, I gotta stop stalling for time. I gotta actually do the shirt. Ooh, wait, hold on. There's a slight problem that I don't like. I want this bit of hair to be a little bit more like here. And a little bit more like here. Because I don't want it to look like a continuation of the head. So I'm just gonna like edit it slightly. Like that is a possible thing. Like it's not necessarily wrong to do that. It just like gives off an incorrect. It gives off a vibe that you don't want it to give off. So dun, 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 dun. I gotta probably clean up all this hair stuff, but I'll do it. I'm feeling all of it anyway. That's fine. Yeah, something along those lines. Okay. All right, shirt time. So. All right, so the shirt on this person is once again the same thing that it always was, which is it's just the most basic shirt imaginable. That. That is very fascinating. You know what's actually really fascinating about this roller thingy that I have here, right? Wait, actually, I need to check something. So if I go... Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, so I thought it was something fascinating, but it's not. Because, like, so, basically, my mouse... How do I draw a mouse? But, like, I was, like, scrolling on my mouse, and then, like, it was zoomed in and out, right? So I was like, oh, cool, right? And that's what I always thought. That's what I always thought this roller thingy did was scroll. But like sometimes I will basically go to a different, like I'll click on a different monitor, right? Basically making my entire computer's focus being on that tab, or not tab, window, right? And then I'll like roll this thingy, and then it zooms in and out as well. Because what it actually does is Control minus, Control plus. And so apparently I just found out I can just like go, if I do on my keyboard, Control plus or minus, it works. I don't know why Studio Clip has two different options for scrolling or zooming in. But yeah, I mean it's nice, not a bad thing. I just thought that I basically for a second I thought that my roller thingy would just like kind of like do zoom in and out automatically without any kind of like as if it's not doing any actual inputs. It's just like kind of telling the computer that you have to like zoom in and out of whatever thing. But that's not how computers work. Like you can't just have a command that says zoom out or zoom in. It has to, like on like a hardware piece like this, like you have to have a pre-made thingy on the software that allows you to zoom in and out. These lines are very messy. I don't like that, so I'm probably gonna just have that line there, and then I just have this here. Maybe. Does that work as folds? I don't think it does, but I'm gonna have to work with it. And then I don't think I'm liking my folds all that much. They're either very basic or they're not particularly well placed. Like I definitely got to learn close a lot more. Something. I'm sure it's fine. It's very crowded, so let me just turn. Where's the layer? Doop 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 doop. There it is. I'm just gonna take this up and here, and then I'll just like maybe turn down the opacity of it a little bit so that I just kind of see the shirt a little bit better. Turn the opacity actually way down just so I see the shirt even better. And I need to take out this skeleton bit. I can just take it out. Okay, nothing relies on it. Okay. All right, yeah, so this looks so weird. Okay, so one other thing that I'm gonna probably do on this shirt layer is balloon. Okay, so one thing I'm probably gonna do on this shirt layer as well is I'm just going to trace out the neck a little bit, just so it's all part of one thing. Here, like that. And then like that. What is this from? Oh, that's the hair. That's what that is. Okay, alright. I need to delete this entire bit of the hair in that case. Or at least take the hair out. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, take the hair out just so that I can properly do my job here. And so that this can go here, and that this can go all the way like that. Alright, and now I need to clean up these lines here. This looks so weird. Okay, but yeah, the thing is I have to like stick out the ugly phase of all art. Of all the things that I draw, because there's really no avoiding it. It's gonna happen. It's not gonna always look great because you're building a human like that. It doesn't exactly. It's not exactly the prettiest of things. Not even a human, just a humanoid, really. Yeah, I do find it very fascinating because, like, the thing is, the entire like artsy style that you would see in like anime and stuff, right? All of that is basically like it's a very specific science to make sure that like you get you depict a human accurately enough that like people can tell that that's a person, and they can tell like what pose they're in. They can tell what they're generally doing, right? But at the same time, you want to make sure that you're not so realistic that it looks uncanny. Oh my goodness, the hair actually does so much heavy lifting here. I didn't even realize that. But I feel like I still need to take out some bits of it. There we are. This entire bit of it. What is this? Oh, that's also hair. Huh, fascinating. I don't like this. Okay, I think if I maybe put a little bit of detail on the neck, it'll be better. Don't know if that makes it better necessarily. And if I fill that, and then I just kind of like do like something like that. No, that doesn't look good. Okay, what if I was to just purely take out all the anatomy? Nope. It looks so bland. I guess the shading is supposed to fix that, but will it? I don't know if I have that kind of faith in the shading. Okay. Alright, another thing I have to consider is that I think I might want to take this out. Just this entire bit, and I want to put hair over it. So where's the hair layer? There it is. I will multiple layers that in a second. Alright, now I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do. Alright, and then I got to do all of this, I believe. I think that should be enough. And then, oh, and then I got to do this and sort of thing. I haven't even detailed the ear yet. I'm a failure. Oh my goodness. Alright, there we are. I think that works. Now I gotta make sure there's no obvious gaps here that I'm gonna miss. Alright, and now I can fill the hair. Oh, first try, yes. Oh, thank you. Oh, I thought that was gonna take so long. Oh, Oh, that's incredible. And then that. And this hair looks very bland. I really don't. I just realized this hair looks so bland. It's so boring. There's nothing going on about it. Give me a minute. Why does it look a lot funner here? I think it's because of all these like fun curves here that I did not in fact add here. So what I need to do is I need to undo the entire fill layer. And now I'm gonna erase a lot of this bit here. I think that's where like most of my incredible potential got lost. I think actually this can go higher. And then this can go kind of like that, and then like that's not how heads look. And like that. And I need to compare this to something just really quickly. Huh. It's like, what if I was to like reach it even further? Nah, I don't like that. But I also don't like, because I don't like this bit here. I think this doesn't look particularly correct. And like, not correct, but like it doesn't look the way I want it to. Why is it like that? That doesn't make any sense. What? Do? Right. Is there maybe like some sort of like hyper obvious gap here or something? I was afraid for a second that I would like never, like it would take me like 70 tries now. But I've like taken out that first one. Okay, I'll allow some of these white spots maybe. You know what I'm probably gonna do? I'm probably just gonna take this and I'm just gonna. Yeah, sort of, kinda. I think this is, there should be more here, is what I'm thinking. So if I was to maybe like gonna go more like this. Maybe like that, and like that, and like that. looks wrong for some reason that I can't explain. So I'm just gonna leave it be and just hope that I stop noticing it after a while. What was that about? Hold on, let me just clear out my glasses a little bit because I'm starting to have a hard time seeing stuff. I think that looks better. Yeah, that's fine. Not the end of the world. I'll just fill these in. Yeah. I think something is wrong with this bit here. One of the things is maybe that. No, this neck is too thick, I think, maybe. The big issue. It should be more like that, perhaps. So yeah, I think something is wrong with the neck, specifically. Just out of curiosity. Wait, okay, so if I was to just do that, right? If I was to just maybe... betray mankind and just believe the machine, right? Let me think. Let me think. I think it does give it a little bit more dynamic of a appearance, which is nice, but... yeah, maybe, probably, yeah. You know what? I'll allow it. I'll just like fill it in like this, right? And then I'll just like... don't know if I like that. I think this neck looks too thin now. What if I was to just like put in a hair piece here and make it look like it's the hair that's covering the neck, and then that'll solve some of my problems, I think. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better. Okay, now I need to get the ear and the shading. Okay, so ear. what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go here, here. Yeah, something along these lines. Trying to make this hair look a little bit prettier. Yep. Okay. Yeah, something like that, I guess. It's fine. This ear, I think, is a little too big, but whatever. I think it's too tall, is actually what it is. Not too big, it's just too tall, but whatever. I'm fine. It's not that terrible. Alright, now I gotta do the shading. And yeah, I'll be done. Not really much sort of detail. Actually, I mean, okay, let me just very quickly, just because I kept teasing it for the entire video and then I never actually did it, I'm just gonna like give the nose like minimal detail. At least something. Because I kept wanting to do this entire video, but like, I think it's too much. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, okay. And now I get this person shaded. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do the same hatch things that I wanted to do with that I did with the other guy. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it at that. Nice. Okay, and now maybe if I still like that, something along these lines, I think it's gonna make things better. So yeah, I think that should be it. I definitely like the mannequin method today that I used. I think I'd probably use that more in the future. I don't know if I'll do it on every panel, but you know,
it's definitely better than nothing. It's better. It like gives you better facial structure. So yeah, I'll probably put the name of the rendering program in the description. And yeah, thank you for watching. Have a great day.